quite some time ago and actually said, Mike, am I crazy? But man, do you think I could get enough guys to throw $200 in? And in the very beginning, honestly, Jeremy, he wanted to make the payout for like the top 5 or 10%.
Yeah, no, we talked about that.
Yeah, and
he shared those ideas
about that. And I think that 25% is probably the perfect number because you got to kind of look at yourself in the field, and like we said, and say,
I can't win.
Can I finish in the top 25 to at least get my money back?
Well, there's gonna be some hurdles to you're gonna have to find the logistics that make sense for that price point of an event to pay out that high of the elite players.
Right.
It's gonna be tough for a lot of the not so elite, not to be offensive, but the players who maybe aren't cashing every single event to cough up $200 unless the event has a lot of things going in besides the actual payout itself.
Right. What if you throw in like a great steak dinner? You throw in open players, pro players. You guys don't get player packs anymore, right? So what if you include some stuff? You get these players in your drawing.
If there's an event, there's some sort of event going on. If there's music, if there's an incredible players party, there's a lot of different things going on. I think one of the things that's so magical about like events like the Vibram Open, just off the top of my head, that's an event that I would go to if it was non-sanctioned and there wasn't that great of amount, that large of amount of money, because there's that vibe in the air. There's so many things going on. There's ping pong, pool, poker, accuracy contest, distance contest, pie eating contest. There's so many people camping. There's so many different things going on that like really adds to that event that make it fun outside of the disc golf, which is still my favorite course in the country. So I mean, like that kind of thing, if you can get that environment, you can get that feel, you can get that reputation that this is an event that is can't miss because of all the intangible things that are going on outside of disc golf, then you're bringing in players who don't care about, like, I'm going to take a vacation. Yeah, it's a $200 entry fee. I might be donating. However, it's going to be great for all these other reasons.
The experience itself is
That's what you're looking for.
Yeah. So with that experience, you came up today, you and Austin. What do you think of the course?
It was awful. It was just terrible. Yeah. No, it was a lot of...
Bruce! He was kidding!
Bruce, come back here. Put the knife down, Bruce. Oh, jeez.
All right, at least bring us all shots.
Okay, it's okay.
Where's the janitor? Can someone get the mop? Oh, goodness.
He'll sign one of your discs. Okay.
The course is a lot of fun. Bruce is very open, and a lot of times you don't get that with somebody coming in and saying, this is really close to being what you're looking for, but maybe we need to push this back about 70 feet or bring it up about 50. And it's really difficult to see exactly or imagine exactly what a player of Austin and I, our caliber, our distance throwing alone, can do to a course like this, because you're only seeing shots go about 450 tops. You don't see those 570-foot maximum distance shots can do to a course like this. And so it's really shredded. It's important to see if you're trying to challenge that top level, what players can do.
And you're not, or those 275. You haven't seen that.
Those are
tore up.
You might not be able to throw 300 feet, but it's accurate.
Yeah.
It's sometimes.
Most of the time.
Yeah, it's actually not really usually that accurate, but it's 270 feet
part of the time.
every time. No, I thought it was a lot of fun, and I think with a few more upper 1,000 rated players coming through, and trying to implement some of those changes that we were talking about, and then you can start playing it and then giving it the test drive. Just talking about it, theorizing exactly where those baskets should be, or maybe they should be moved around a little bit.
I didn't realize how many mountains we had on the course until you came out this morning and said, for one of the first things you said was the mountains. Mountains can completely change, and I knew that, but I didn't look around the course and realize how many mountains can come into play on the layout out here, and it's actually terrifying.
It's very common for a disc golf combination course for a designer to put a lot of baskets on mounts. Like I was explaining to Bruce, they look like they need something perched on top of them, and it makes total sense. And it adds a very obvious, instantaneous change to the putting dynamic of disc golf. You know, you have the risk reward, you have to worry about rollaways, you have to worry about comeback putts if you miss. But if you're doing that on more than a third of the course, it kind of becomes a bit fluky and repetitive. So you have to not overdo it. The challenge is there, and it's very important to pick and choose when it's really important to make that challenge apparent. Because it can be something that you can do on every single hole, because there's so many mounds in golf that they all look like they want a basket on top.
Right, do. On every hole there.
Yeah, exactly.
But you were picking some holes with the mounds, but then you picked another hole where you said, hey, let's put it behind the green and next to, right after the two sand.
Right.
Sand traps.
Sand traps.
I got you.
You know what I mean? I get it out. But you know, an obvious solution then was making it using the bunkers, you know, as the challenge versus putting it on the mound and having a chance to roll away.
Yep.
So it was just finding an alternate solution. On one of the holes, the hole was already long, and you said, well, let's make it a real par 4, and let's put it another 300 feet all the way around the corner. But I saw what you were saying, because your drive, unlike when I threw mine, it took 2 shots to get it up to where we were going to throw up to where the basket was.
Right.
You drive past it. I was
Right.
like, oh, Jerm's
Yeah.
up here. And then you had to throw back out of the trees. But
Yeah.
hypothetically,
Yeah.
the big guns would throw all the way up. And
That is
now
it
you
is
got to
a
throw your
legitimate
second
market.
shot 300 feet up to the basket,
Sure.
past that green and
You're coming
those
from
2 traps.
Coming from Charlotte, North Carolina, we have one of the premier course designers, Stan McDaniel, to learn from. And I grew up playing, growing up, I started when I was 20, but I learned how to play disc golf in the woods. And we had distinct landing zones, and you had to throw at this distance to be able to throw the next shot to another place.
Right.
And you don't quite have that out here, so you have to consider, okay, what is the challenge? The challenge is the top level player, because that's what you're going for. You're going for a challenging event for the elite players. So you have to make holes that are challenging, not just for one long shot, which we can almost all execute. It's the next shot, okay? So you do
It has
execute
to
that
be
one
played
long shot.
Perfect.
So then you take like lessons from UC Maresma, who's a quality course designer that's put over 500 courses in the ground in Finland, put disc golf on the map in Europe, and he makes courses that are challenging for even the top players who are throwing the furthest. He makes par 4s that would be par 5s anywhere else, because it does require 2 perfectly executed long shots. One shot isn't enough, you know. And sometimes you run into golf courses that have disc golf courses on top of them that require one good shot, and then you have a little dinker approach.
Right.
And that isn't the challenge that we're looking for with this
Right.
elite event. You want a shot that challenges the tee shot. You have to get after it, and then your next approach, you have to still think. And sometimes there's so many different ways that you can introduce challenges onto the green, onto your approach. Putting it near a bunker, putting it near a green, putting it near water, on a slope, all these different things equate to difficult approaches, so that you can shorten the hole with a very aggressive tee shot, but you still have to think on your next shot. And that's what quality disc golf design does. It makes you think all the way through the course.
Well,
and you want to be exhausted when you're done for the day,
Yeah.
because your brain can only take so much of it,
Right.
you know? And that's what you're looking for in that.
So on a course like you played today, what should be a top score?
It's so hard to say. I mean, there's...
The way you were looking at it, I mean, you were moving some of those placements around,
Yeah.
going,
Well,
right.
you know, going through the first 4 holes, I looked at the scorecard, and if we played hole 2 as a par 4, you were 4 down, 3-4.
Yeah,
So I mean, you
Right.
were in the layout that it's in right now, Jerm, you were pretty much slaying the course.
well, that is true, but there's also something to consider, that a lot of the baskets were placed in a way today and permanently such that they don't get in the way of the golfers. And
That's true.
if we're making a quality event tournament, a quality disc golf event, those baskets would be placed in a way that would probably be more invasive for the golfers.
I'm not gonna let you guys come out here and take 4 birdies right to start. That's not gonna happen.
Well,
After what I saw today, you guys are gonna hate me after this event.
well, there's a certain bit of that I agree with, that you want to make things challenging, but sometimes you run into events where they make greens way too tight, they make fairways too tight, and they have too many OBs or too many rules that don't quite make sense, just to make things hard. Not necessarily for the right reasons of the challenge, for the fun of the sport, but just because they don't want someone to shoot 14 under. And I understand that. You don't want someone coming in and just absolutely slaying your course, but you have to respect the fact that par in disc golf and par in golf are two completely different.
Absolutely.
And the concept is the same. However, the execution of the shots in disc golf is a lot more based on the marathon effect of you're birdieing, you're birdieing, you're birdieing, there's a par, oh no, I screwed up bogey, oh no, double bogey. Whereas in golf, it's much more about par, par, bogey, oh my God, I got a birdie. You know, it's a little bit different. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's wrong for there to be a lot of birdies in disc golf. It's just kind of the way our sport is. If you make holes so hard, you remove that fun factor, which is the #1 reason why we play.
Absolutely.
And you cannot lose sight of that. Because once you start losing sight of making a challenge that is actually fun, then it becomes like, all right, why am I even here then?
That's right.
So having a lot of birdies, yeah, you don't want your course to be just, you don't want someone to come out and shoot 17, 18 down on your course,
Right.
which is very, very rare still, even in our sport. But you do want to have that challenge where a good score, a quality score, like last weekend, Dana Vici, his last round was a 12 under. It was an actual 12 under, and it was a hot round for the event. And that's kind of
a hard course.
That's what you're looking for.
That's a hard course.
You know, typically a good round is somewhere around 9 under in disc golf, regardless of the difficulty of the course. Unless it's like one of those deuce or die courses,
Right.
9 under is a pretty quality score.
Yeah, and you're talking from. I just want to clarify for the viewers here. You're talking your high top touring pros.
Right.
Their average rounds at these courses should be 9.
Well, not I wouldn't say average, but a quality round.
Quality.
A round that keeps them in the top, in contention.
Okay.
You know, and sometimes somebody breaks out and shoots a 14, 15 down. And by sometimes I usually mean Ricky or Paul. And that's just the way it is. Like they come out and they make course designers look silly. It's not the course designer's fault. They're just so good at what they do on such a consistent level that you give them a couple opportunities to learn the course, play it in a tournament flow, they're going to lock it down, and you're going to see scores that will never be touched ever again until they come back the next time.
So we don't have a lot of work to do out here, is what you're saying. We got a few adjustments to make because we're shooting to have this thing July 22nd.
Oh, wow.
The first one coming up quick.
Oh, wow, very soon.
It is soon.
Okay.
It's pretty
You gotta
tight
start
schedule.
somewhere.
It's a very tight schedule out here with all the events. You know, as you can tell, this is beautiful. You got Pikes Peak out to our left out here, mountains surrounding us. So there's a lot of weddings. There's a lot of bar golf tournaments out here. That was the weekend that I could jump in and say, okay, mark me in. So this isn't going to be the big, huge, prestigious one from like next year. But we are going to break out this year, and we're going to do the small ones so that we can learn a couple things.
Well, you can't just expect to run an event for the first time and get everything right. You know, you're going to run into issues logistically and design-wise that you cannot expect. You know, you can do as much planning as you want to, but until you actually run the event and see how it flows, there's no possible way to correct the mistakes that are going to happen.
Right.
It's going to happen, and how you adjust to it, that's what says a lot about the tournament and about the TDs behind the event. So I wish you luck. I mean, that's coming up soon. I didn't realize that you were planning on running it that soon.
Yeah, that's why it was so important that we got out here today. And that's why I said, for this first event, you asked me, am I going to fill it? I don't know. You know, knowing that it's coming up so quick, maybe I do have 90 players from Colorado and New Mexico, a few of the top touring pros, and maybe not all of them, but a few, enough to come together and make 90. But realistically for this event, I'm looking at 45 players for the first one. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
And we still want to pay out that big top dollar amount to first place, because when he walks out of here Sunday afternoon with a big check, and I do mean a big one because we're going to do one of those.
And a jacket.
And a jacket.
And a
You
jacket.
know, I want him,
How
the
about
first thing
that?
I want him to do is get on his phone and call all of his top touring pro buddies and be like,
How
how
about
much did you
this
make?
picture
How
of
much
this
did you make this
jacket?
month? Oh, yeah.
And you know what,
I made
Eddie?
that today.
I think right behind this is going to be a great backdrop for pictures of the jacket.
You know what's funny? You got players who find events, especially the unsanctioned events, and they call them little honeypots because they make a lot of money and nobody knows about them. and they don't share it with their friends. So
Right.
you need to go above and beyond to make sure that this event's getting shared.
Well, we
Because
definitely
Hey,
will.
where does he go every third week in July?
it's like, dude, it's like, where did you go? It's like, oh,
I
don't
was
worry
at
about it.
Disney World.
I was in Colorado. There's a small tournament.
Yeah,
Was it sanctioned? No. It's like, oh god, how much money was there? There might have been a lot. You know.
So,
Like,
what are you in Austin doing July 22nd, 23rd?
Um,
You know, and if I call you and say, Jeremy, you know what, I do got
We'll
that.
be in Europe, actually.
Europe.
Yeah.
5K is
Must
not
be
going to
fantastic.
Well, I believe, is that the same weekend as the European Open? Yeah, so it's the same weekend as a major championship
Yeah,
in
so,
Europe. So that's going to be.
okay. So that's good news for all you Colorado disc golfers in the
You hear
Open.
that?
I think
You
can
won't
finish
have
in
to
the top
compete
25%.
against Jerm.
No, you
Well,
don't
do
want
me a
against
favor,
me.
do me a favor, man, if you would, and use your social media skills to kind of advertise the course for us, this event we have coming up, you know. I know you can't speak for my TVN abilities. Sure what. We were supposed to do it off camera. But yeah, it's going to be fun next year. I hope that definitely you're here. So we're going to start a new segment. And Mike is looking for his paperwork.
I got it all.
He's excited about
Is it your liquor paper or? No.
And this is
Liquor.
called
I
2
guess
Minutes with Jeremy Koling.
Blue spinach.
Bam!
Spinach.
So, you know what, I mean, obviously, we changed segments throughout, as we, I think about our 13th or 14th episode, we've had different segments, some worked, some didn't, we're gonna try this. This is our new 2 minutes with,
Jeremy Koling.
tonight's with Jeremy Cole.
All right,
You never
let me
know
get-
who it's gonna be
Let me
with,
pull
though.
up the stopwatch here.
Oh, we're actually going to see if it's 2 minutes.
We're going to see
So,
how many questions.
All
we
right, so
get.
Jeremy, here's what we're gonna do. We're
This is
gonna
back-
see
this is-
how many questions we can get out in 2 minutes here.
This is Spitfire. Mike's going to start, and then I'm going to go boom, boom, boom. Either yes, no, or multiple choice.
Holy
All right?
cow, now, we've never tried this back and forth. If it doesn't work this way, then the next time only one of us is
All right.
doing it.
Should we, before we get started? Good round. Good round.
Good luck.
Good round? Oh, yeah.
Good round.
All right, you're gonna go first?
No, you're going first because I'm hitting this.
All right, now you, oh my gosh, this is gonna be good. All right, you
Ready?
ready?
Set, go.
What's your middle name?
Edward Moreland.
Pizza or pasta?
Pizza.
Favorite TV show?
Simpsons.
Dog or cat?
Dog.
Go-to putter?
P2.
Favorite course?
Maple Hill. Oh, no, Yarva, Sweden.
Pancakes or waffles?
Waffles or pancakes with syrup traps.
Perfect vacation? Location?
Oh, location?
Skip.
Skip.
Ultimate Frisbee or freestyle?
Ultimate.
Where were you born?
Charlotte.
Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Go-to mid-range?
MD2.
Favorite movie?
No, don't do this to me, don't do this to me. Oh my gosh.
Skip. Cow tongue or Rocky Mountain oysters?
Cow tongue. I don't know.
Blondes or brunettes?
Blondes.
Favorite ice cream flavor?
Cookie dough.
What's your disc bag?
Pound disc golf.
Turkey or ham?
Turkey.
Ever skinny dip?
Yes.
Forehand or backhand?
What cologne do you wear?
Don't.
GPA?
3.6.
Longest throw ever?
774 feet.
One disc only for a round?
MD2.
Hot fudge or caramel?
Caramel.
Do you do yoga?
Yes.
Do you fish?
Sometimes.
Skateboard?
No.
Levitate?
Sure.
Snowboard?
Never.
How many trees could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck?
37. I've actually counted.
Favorite kid show?
Simpsons.
Star Wars or G.I. Joe?
Star Wars.
Yes. First girlfriend's name?
Shay Fudge.
Top or bottom?
Both.
Gatorade or water?
Go. Water.
Blackjack or craps?
Blackjack.
Can you bowl a 200 plus game?
I've rolled bowled 200 once,
Okay.
so no.
First disc golf course ever played?
Renaissance. Charlotte, North Carolina.
Shoe weight? What, shoe size?
13.
Done.
Did you vote for Trump?
Oh, of course not.
Shoe. So we got the shoes. That
Oh
was,
man, that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
All right, favorite movie. Golly, man. I've seen The Fifth Element maybe the most times, but The Big Lebowski is so funny. God, I love The Big Lebowski.
That was your 2 minutes with Jeremy Cole.
That's why you could watch about 10 times.
Yeah.
Hey, that was our first, you know what? That went pretty good.
That was
Back and
pretty awesome.
forth. That was
How many
pretty
questions
good.
were left on the table?
A lot.
A lot.
I made a lot of questions. We got through half.
We need to make a
got
6
through
minutes.
half of this.
Okay, so we were.
I mean, if you want to do another 2 minutes, I'm willing to do it.
Did you
That
vote
was
for
so
Trump?
good.
What kind of waste of
Hey,
questions?
you know
is
what?
that?
You never know what kind of questions you're going to get on here.
I say go 2 more minutes.
You want to do it?
Yeah, yeah.
Was that good? Was that a
We're
pretty good
getting thumbs
section?
up. I think everybody
All
wants
right,
to.
everyone wants to finish.
Hold on. I just put a french fry in my mouth.
All right, we're going to start here. Average, did you see the one after, did you vote for Trump?
I didn't see that.
All right, we're starting at that one then.
All right, I'm going to start with, did you vote for Trump? We already know the answer.
Yeah. On your marks, get set, go.
Did you vote for Trump?
No.
Average hours of sleep per night.
Oh God, 6, 7.
Favorite fast food restaurant?
Gosh, that's such a bad question, but there's so many good ones. Guiltiest pleasure, Taco Bell, but probably Chick-fil-A is the best. Yeah.
Putting style.
Traditional.
Favorite part of a woman?
The brains.
Nice, yeah.
Great
Your
answer.
best attribute.
My calves or my eyes.
Worst disc ever made?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Maybe the Terminator by Quest.
The hole after the 18th hole.
The 19th hole.
Yeah, he likes our show.
Bam! State and city, named Mile High.
What? Denver, Colorado, Charlotte, North Carolina? What are you talking about?
Longest relationship.
3 years.
Number of discs in your collection?
Probably 1,500.
How many broken bones?
Figured it
What's
was.
that?
How many broken bones?
Just one that I know of, but I've sprained my ankle a million times.
Cigar or cigarette?
Nothing ever. No, never smoked.
Pleated or straight pants?
Ooh, I like the pleat in the middle. Let's go pleated.
Go to distance driver.
We gotta hurry, guys.
Pro bus.
Oh shit.
Hulk or Iron Man?
Iron Man.
Dream car.
Maserati.
Celebrity crush?
That's not true. Celebrity crush. Heidi Klum. That's old though.
Best dish you can cook.
Country?
Oh, popcorn.
Country you want to travel to?
Country. I don't like country music, but no, I'm just kidding.
Hurry!
Thailand.
Best country you play disc golf in.
Sweden and Finland.
What?
Swinland.
What's your silliest face?
I don't know.
Can you bake a cake?
Could if I followed the directions.
Boxers and briefs.
Oh, definitely always sports briefs.
How tall are you?
Sports boxers. 6'6".
Can you play any instruments?
Yeah, beatbox.
How long you been playing disc golf?
11 years.
Whoa. Steak or seafood?
Steak.
What sport did you play in high school?
Basketball.
How many cupcakes in a baker's dozen?
13.
Math or science?
Both.
Do you like broccoli?
Barack Obama?
Broccoli!
Yeah, I like broccoli and cheese.
How many aces do you have?
Over 70.
Finally, what is your shoe size, Big Jerm?
13.
Bam! There it is. 4 minutes and 27 seconds for Big Jerm.
Awesome. Now we actually have some other
Okay.
Hey, Jerm.
legit questions.
Germ.
What's up?
Travis asked,
Go ahead.
does Germ ever jump putt drivers to get extra distance?
You know what?
You know what? Actually,
Finally, we can ask a real question.
That's a good question, Travis.
I haven't jump putted. Is that Chumley?
Yeah.
Look, Travis Chumley from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Right, what the hell? What's up,
So-
Chumley?
No. But I used to jump putt like a meteor when I was sponsored by Discraft for extra distance. Nowadays, I just putt with a Nova.
Andrew asked, do you call out the aces before they happen?
Yes. I don't know if there's been one that I haven't been like, okay, there's another one.
There's another one. How many do you have?
I have over 70, but like on camera, I have about like 80 that are other people's.
Okay.
Cool. That was fun.
That was fun.
You should call it 5 minutes.
Mitch,
Give me 5 minutes.
Mitch asks, when is Germ coming back to the house? Eddie misses him.
Mitch Sonogram watching. Probably not before he goes to bed. Sorry, Eddie.
Sonic man. What's up, Mitch?
What's up, Mittens?
Hey, you're staying at Summer Fans tonight?
Yeah.
I should have told me that, Mitch. I would have brought that
When
up.
are you coming back home?
Hey, Germ, is Rocky the Great One a stud?
Who asked that one?
I don't know.
Was his name Rocky the Great One?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he seems pretty studdy. We can call him a
That was
stud.
pretty good. What did you guys think of that segment? Give us some feedback on that before the end of the show, because we think that one's going to stay for future episodes.
So we got a couple of legit questions. When did you start playing disc golf?
May 06, I started playing disc golf. Like I said, the first course I ever played was Renaissance in Charlotte, North Carolina. Yep,
You've
started
been playing for about,
just over 11 years.
yeah, awesome. And what's it like traveling around the road constantly? I asked Austin this, so what's it like traveling?
Oh, it's exhausting in the best possible way. It's just constantly, you don't really have time to do a lot of the things that you want to do in terms of being like a responsible adult. But it's,
Responsible.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's kind of boring. But no, it's
Hey, this is where you stick a couple fries up your nose.
all right.
No, I'm gonna eat those actually.
It doesn't mean you can't stick them up your nose.
Thank you.
But yeah, so traveling the road all the time is it's why disc golf is interesting. If I could make a living doing exactly what I do, but I stayed in the Southeast and I saw the same people, the same places, the same scenery, it would hold interest for maybe a couple years. But this has become a lifetime sport for me. This is my profession. This is what I love. This is what I want to do for the foreseeable future, and it's because of the constant travel.
Well, I've appreciated you coming out today, man, and definitely you acted professional. You've been professional all day. What about those fries, right?
Or you're just getting choked up. What's going on?
Hey, well, you're getting choked up over there.
Thanks, man.
Tell me about your tournament disc, Jerm. I know that Anova's got you with a new factory tournament disc, and I know I can't get my hands on any of these damn things. So every time they get them, they're selling out.
Yep.
We've sold what, 5,000 or 6,000 of these things now?
I don't know exactly how many they've sold, but they've sold a good bit of them, and the response has been amazing. People love the stamp, people love the disc. So it's the Swirly Star Thunderbird, if you're not familiar.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to drop what you told me?
What's
Okay,
that?
About the other.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess we could say that. So coming up really soon, I will have a signature disc with Heiserbomb, which is an Innova family member. So it's actually the old beadless gator that Heiserbomb repurposed.
The mortar, baby.
And yeah, so I'll have the Big Jerm signature mortar and two plastics. It'll be in the Frontline X plastic and the Recon plastic. The Frontline X is similar to a G-Star, and the Recon is basically luster. So you'll have the stiffer Champion plastic with that really nice pearly swirl, and then you'll also have the G-Star, which that's personally what's in my bag. And I love it for approaches because it really collects on the ground really well, but it still has a nice, stiff, rigid rim, so I don't have to worry about the disc flopping out of my hand.
Good and stable too.
It's really overstable mid-range, but it's not like overstable like the Gator. Like the Gator's a great disc. It fights the wind awesome, but it's a little bit too overstable for what I need. What ends up happening is when I throw it on a hillside, for instance, is that it'll turn and roll, whereas the mortar wants to collect and sit.
Right.
And so I find it to be like the perfect combination of stability, speed, and willingness to like sit down where it hits. So keep your eyes open within the next couple of months for the Big Jerm mortar.
We have 3 more
Right.
questions.
Oh, I got 3 more questions.
Shoot them at us.
Who's the best caddy you've ever had in Colorado?
The best caddy I've ever had in Colorado? Man,
That's probably a really tough question.
Well, I gotta say, Win Seltzer
Oh.
has been my best caddy in Colorado. But that's probably not the answer that the people are looking for.
No,
She's an amazing caddy, bro.
Missy? Oh, God, no!
How could you do that?
I thought Win was watching. Okay, I will say, Win.
You've had a lot of good caddies. That's why I said it was
Look.
a tough question.
Oh,
Now, Missy probably respond. Oh, gosh. Dang it, Missy! I'm sorry, you're not supposed to watch that soon. I was supposed to correct myself. Missy actually kept me laughing the whole round. I played the 303 last round. She was on the bag for 1 round, so it's kind of hard to qualify
You're gonna get
how
yourself
good.
in trouble no matter what.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, you know what, Win.
oh man,
Win was great. Yeah. Oh well.
that happened.
Missy, you killed it.
Have you seen her throw?
Missy, I haven't seen her actually throw. I
She's
just,
on Team Throw Colorado for a reason.
I've heard that she's got some game.
Questions.
No, Missy was great. Her and her husband, is it husband or
Girlfriend? Not girlfriend. It's not a girlfriend.
okay?
It's
That's
Tom.
hot.
Tom.
Her and Tom.
Her and Tom were out there keeping me laughing and having a great time.
That's so funny, dude.
Yeah, what's going on? Oh, you got a phone call. Is that Missy
Probably.
calling to yell at me?
We got a call in here. 19th hole. Who's calling?
I don't think
What, you take a private
I
call?
want to make sure it ain't a bill collector, man.
Hi, Grandma.
What?
What? Oh, yeah, I'll brush, I
Oh,
make sure
welcome to the
I wash
19th hole.
my ears. Oh, yeah, I took my medicine.
Hang it up.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta go.
Nice, who are we talking to?
Texas calling in. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
What's up?
What's going on tonight?
Thanks, man, we appreciate it.
Hell yeah, dude, we appreciate it. What's your favorite course?
Wow, nice.
I've been in Mexico. I haven't played there though. Awesome, man.
Sweet, brother. Well, if you